Do you love big beefy blue creatures? Then welcome to the top 5 big blue creatures you probably haven't heard of. Number 5. Sphinx of Uthun reads, 5 a blue and a blue for a creature Sphinx with flying. When Sphinx of Uthun enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put one pile into your hand and the other card into your graveyard, 5/6. The astute amongst you might recognize the fact that this card features the same ability as Fact or Fiction, a powerful card in its own right for being able to grab cards and fill your bin at the same time. The reason Sphinx of Uthun here is on this list is having that ability on a body, meaning we can flicker it over and over again to get as many cards as we need. And don't forget, it's a flying 5/6, which isn't a stat line to sneeze at. Number 4. Scourge of Fleets is a 5 blue creature Kraken. When Scourge of Fleets enters the battlefield, return each creature your opponents control with toughness X or less to its owner's hand, where X is the number of islands you control. This card is far better in a mono blue deck, but any deck that runs a few islands would be happy to get rid of a board of smaller tokens. This creature also has the benefit of returning to hand over sending to grave, meaning our opponents will have to prioritize which creatures they want to recast and risk losing the rest to discard. Overall, this big 6/6 beater is looking to get smaller creatures out of the way and start smashing face as soon as possible. Number 3. Stormtide Leviathan is a 5 blue drop creature Leviathan with Island Walk. All lands are islands in addition to their other types. Creatures without flying or Island Walk can't attack. 8/8. This card is great because it sets up a position where usually you get to invalidate most of your opponent's boards. Most people don't run Island Walk these days, and most decks usually only have so many creatures with flying. This card will quickly become a pseudo-moat that can smash into our opponents without them being able to block it. Number 2. Exodron is a 5-drop, 3 a blue and a blue creature type illusion. As Exodron comes into play, turn all other non-token creatures in play face down. They're 2/2 creatures. Exodron's power and toughness are each equal to the number of face down creatures in play. This card is a menace to people who like to cheat in big creatures. There are few feelings better in this world than flipping somebody's Elvish Norn face down. The best part is, the bigger the board before you play this creature, the beefier it becomes, meaning in the late game it can be an absolute beast of a threat to your opponent. Number 1. Nizal Primal Tide is a 7-drop, 5 blue legendary creature Elder Dinosaur. This spell can't be countered. You have no maximum hand size. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, draw a card, discard 3 cards, exile Nizal Primal Tide, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step, 7/7. This card is bonkers, and does so many things. Being uncounterable is amazing for a big beater, and its ability to flicker itself works as a pseudo-hexproof. The biggest advantage is getting to draw cards off of our opponent's non-creature spells, which is absolutely amazing. And that wraps up our top 5 big blue creatures you probably haven't heard of. Can you think of any creatures that should have made the list? If so, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more MTG content.